sprinkles, Santa Claus's special elf. Because everything is special with sprinkles. Santa Claus knows you're special too, and he has something to say to you. So listen close as Santa Claus shares holiday cheer with you. You can leave a special message for Santa Claus and get on the nice list at www.santaclaussays.net. Now here is the big man himself, Santa Claus!
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas to the boys and girls of the entire world from every continent to come to enjoy Santa Claus. Here I am at the North Pole in Santa's workshop. It's getting closer and closer and closer to Christmas. It is, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Christmas Eve, so don't forget the hot cocoa and the cookies for Santa Claus. Here on SantaClausSays.net, we're getting ready for Christmas by doing 3 things. Those 3 things are having Christmas cheer and sprinkles, helps us with that. And we also read a wonderful Christmas adventure story called The Life and the Adventures of Santa Claus. And then we also read a letter to Santa. You can send Santa Claus a message at SantaClausSays.net. You can do it in 3 ways. You can send a voice message. You can send a text message. I get those text messages on my purple cell phone. And you can also send me an email. And you can do that by sending an email to SantaClausSays.net/present. And I'll send you a present in your email. Now, also, we want you to know that this Saturday and every Saturday up till Christmas, we have a special Santa Claus Says Live Breakfast with Santa. That is on YouTube Live at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. You can check the time zones where you're at compared to Eastern Time. And be with me at 9 o'clock a.m. on Saturday, December 9th, December 16th, and December 23rd. And we'll have breakfast together. I'll have my cookies and cocoa, and you can have some, and we're going to do some fun things, some games and some stories on SantaClausSays.net. Breakfast with Santa. You can also get a video with Santa and a video chat, which is a Zoom call with Santa as well. You can do all those things at SantaClausSays.net. Sprinkles is chimed the Glockenspiel, and that means it's time for our story, boys and girls. Our story time means we're reading this book. It is called The Life and the Adventures of Santa Claus. The author's name is L. Frank Baum. And we get this book courtesy of the good folks at the Gutenberg Project, and they help us to read this book. And the author has also wrote a book called The Wizard of Oz, and some of you are familiar with that book or the movie about that, and it's a lot of fun. We've been reading every day during the Christmas season, from Thanksgiving Day to Christmas, a part of the story. And if you've missed any of our prior episodes, please go back and pick up those episodes. And you want to listen to every day. We're here every day on YouTube, on Facebook, and at SantaClausSays.net for the podcast, where you can pick this up. And we read this story every day. Today, we are in the second part of the book called Santa Claus, The Manhood of Santa Claus. And this chapter is chapter 5 of the second section. It's called How Bessie Blithesome Came to the Laughing Valley. So let's begin. One day, as Claus sat before his door to enjoy the sunshine while he busily carved the head and horns of a toy deer, he looked up and discovered a glittering cavalcade of horsemen approaching through the valley. When they drew nearer, he saw that the band consisted of a score of men-at-arms, clad in bright armor and bearing in their hands spears and battle axes. In front of these rode little Bessie Blithesome, the pretty daughter of the proud Lord of Lurd, who had once driven Claus from the palace. Her palfrey was pure white, Its bridle was covered with glittering gems, and its saddle draped with cloth of gold, richly broidered. The soldiers were sent to protect her from harm wherever she journeyed. Claus was surprised, but he was continued to whittle and to sing until the cavalcade came upon him. Then the little girl leaned over the neck of her palfrey and said, "Please, Mr. Claus, I want a toy." Her voice was so pleading that Claus jumped up at once and stood beside her, but he was puzzled as to how to answer her request. "You are a rich lord's daughter," he said, "and have all that you desire, except toys," added Bessie. "There are no toys in all the world but yours, and I make them for poor children who have nothing else to amuse them," continued Claus. "Do poor children love to play with toys more than rich ones?" asked Bessie. "I suppose not," said Claus thoughtfully. "Am I to blame because my father is a lord? Must I be denied the pretty toys I long for because other children are poorer than I?" she inquired earnestly. "I'm afraid you must, dear," he answered, "for the poor have nothing else with which to amuse themselves. You have your pony to ride, your servants to wait on you, and every comfort that money can produce." "But I want toys," cried Bessie, wiping away tears that forced themselves into her eyes. "If I cannot have them, I shall be very unhappy." Claus was troubled, for her grief recalled to him the thought that his desire was to make all children happy, without regard to their condition in life. Yet while so many poor children were clamoring for his toys, he could not bear to give one of them to Bessie Blithesome, who had so much already to make her happy. "Listen, my child," said he gently, "all the toys I am now making are promised to others, but the next shall be yours, since your heart so longs for it. Come to me again in 2 days, and it shall be ready for you." Bessie gave a cry of delight, and leaning over her pony's neck, she kissed Claus prettily on his forehead. Then, calling to her men-at-arms, she rode gaily away, leaving Claus to resume his work. "If I am to supply the rich children as well as the poor ones," he thought, "I shall not have a spare moment in the whole year. But is it right that I should give to the rich? Surely I must go to Nicille and talk to her about this matter." So when he had finished the toy deer, which was very much like a deer he had known in the forest glades, he walked into Berzy and made his way to the bower of the beautiful nymph Nicille, who had been his foster mother. She greeted him tenderly and lovingly and listened with interest to his story of the visit of Bessie Blithesome. That's where we're going to end the story today, boys and girls. We're going to continue the story about Bessie Blithesome tomorrow when we get together here on Santa Claus Says.net. Don't forget to tune in because you're going to hear the rest of this chapter tomorrow on our next episode of Santa Claus Says.net. There's our glockenspiel, our chime, and that means that Sprinkles is reminding us that now is the time to read our letter to Santa. And a reminder that you can send me a message, and I will get your message, and I will respond to you. You can send it to me at SantaClausSays.net. You can send me a voicemail, and I listen to every one of those. You can send me a text message on my purple cell phone, and I read every text message, and I respond to it. And you could send me an email at SantaClausSays.net/present, and I will send you an email in return. That's how we do that. Now, we also want to remind you that we have our Breakfast with Santa, which is this Saturday at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. That's live Breakfast with Santa. That's at YouTube Live. And that's Santa Claus Says at YouTube. And please go there and we'll have a great time together. We got some special things planned, some special stories, and some special games. And who knows, we might have a visit from Twinkles or from a reindeer. You never know. I want you to know that this is what we do here at Santa Claus Says, and that we love you very, very much. But here's our letter to Santa. Dear Santa, do you have shoes? We have your shoes. Did you leave them here at our house by accident? I think you did. Love, Mark. Oh, Mark, I love to come to your homes, and I love it when you leave me hot cocoa and cookies. And my most important thing I leave is for you, not necessarily my shoes, but a surprise for you, my friend, and for all the children of the world. I love to leave surprises. But you can send me your Christmas wishes at SantaClausSays.net, and I will respond to your wishes. But what I love to leave more than anything else is not my shoes, it's surprises for you. Santa Claus loves you and wants you to have great surprises. There's the Glockenspiel, boys and girls, which means it's just about time for Santa Claus to say goodbye for this episode of Santa Claus Says. Please know that I love you and I listen to you. You can always write me at SantaClausSays.net. You can send me a voicemail. You can send me a text message. You can send me an email at SantaClausSays.net/present. You can even find out about a video message personalized from Santa Claus or a video chat with Santa Claus that you can do as well. You can find all that at SantaClausSays.net. Santa Claus listens to you and loves you and wants to remind you that Santa Claus says, be good for goodness sakes. We'll see you next time, boys and girls, here on Santa Claus Says. Take care. I love you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Merry Christmas.
You're special to Santa Claus, just like sprinkles. Get on Santa's nice list at SantaClausSays.net and watch Santa Claus Says on YouTube. Tell him sprinkles